And we are live. Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to A Bookish Moment. I'm Sarah Burr.
And I'm JC Kenney. Happy Wine Wednesday to you all. And welcome to our first annual holiday version of A Bookish Moment. And Sarah, I think it's time to get bookish.
Yes, I wholeheartedly agree. I'm calling it a very merry bookish moment. And It couldn't be more merry because we are joined by our wonderful friend and incredible romance writer, Nan Reinhardt. Nan, welcome back to A Bookish Moment.
Thank you so much. I'm so excited to be here for your holiday show. That's really cool.
And we have you're bringing the perfect holiday book to celebrate and that we can talk about. You are ready and Made for Mistletoe, another wonderful trip to River's Edge. I feel like I'm going back home when I'm reading these books now, just because we've learned so much about the town. We've learned so much about the people that are living there. This is one of the Walker stories. So I'm wondering if by maybe way of introduction to our audience members who may not be familiar with you and your writing or have missed the wonderful episodes that you visited us here with before, could you fill us in a little bit about the world of River's Edge, how you got started writing it, and a little bit about the Walkers themselves?
Wow. Well, River's Edge was inspired by the town of Madison, Indiana, which is one of my all-time favorite towns. I love to go down there, and the people down there are so wonderful. And when Thule asked me if I would like to write a series for them, I thought it has to be in down on the Ohio River. And so, inspired by Madison, I proposed the very first River's Edge books, which were the Four Irish Brothers and their winery. And Thule bought in, God bless them. And I think this is book number 14, maybe, or 13. I'm not sure which, but we've just been going back to River's Edge and having a great time. And all the people there show up in a lot of the books. Not everybody shows up in every book, but you get to keep track of the other citizens and how many babies the Flahertys are having. And so it's a treat. It's such a treat to be there and such a treat to write there. I love it. I'm currently this is book 3 in the Walkers. Book 4 comes out, I think, January 23rd, maybe. And that's the 4 Walker books. And then I just signed a new contract to do 4 more books in River's Edge. Although the first book isn't really in River's Edge. It's part of the Thule Marietta 87th Copper Mountain Rodeo series. And one of my characters from River's Edge is going to Montana to not to participate in the rodeo, but her story is going to be told in Montana and River's Edge both. So it's kind of a little something different for me.
Oh, that's cool.
And I got to tell you, it's weird. It's weird to be writing someplace other than River's Edge, but I'm having a great time with the characters. So,
oh my gosh.
And the Walker family, they are the family that owns the big construction company in town. This is Cameron Walker's story, and he falls in love with a woman who's visiting her aunt's there. The woman is a widow, and she's not sure she wants to be in love again because the first time really hurt because she lost her husband, and he was a soldier, and she lost him in an accident in Afghanistan. Yeah, I think so. And anyway, and Cameron is not only a carpenter, but he's also a reservist, and so that's their conflict. And they work it out, but the journey is the fun. So anyway, that's it.
Well, and I tell you what, that's, and I'm so eloquent this afternoon. It's the storyline between Harper and Cameron with the military tragedy it's timely, and is there a particular reason that, or something that brought that idea for that plot device to this particular story? Because God love them, we still have, our soldiers overseas, and we hope they all come back safely, and that doesn't always happen.
That's true. It doesn't. And I think it may have been a news story or something that I heard about some men who got hurt and it was actually in a truck accident. And that's what happened to her husband. He went out in a sandstorm in a truck and he crashed and died. And I thought, well, that's an interesting way for a military person to pass away, because you normally, when they pass away, you think about them passing and fighting. And he wasn't fighting. And he wasn't there to fight, to be honest. He was there. They were working in the green zone. And so the fact that he died as a soldier in a car accident, or a truck accident actually, I thought was particularly interesting, because one of the points that Cameron makes to her at one point in the book is he died in a car accident. And, because she keeps saying, I'm not falling in love with another stranger. I'm not doing it, or another soldier. I'm not doing the soldier thing again. No. I don't even, I don't care if you're only a reservist and you're going to disasters and things. No, I'm not doing it. And he said to her, he died in a car accident. It could have happened anywhere. And so, he really brings her back to reality about it. And that was kind of interesting to write, because he needed to be gentle about it. And I think he did a good job.
I think he did a wonderful job, because there's something so I just thought Cameron was really magical in just like the way that he was able to just like, and maybe this isn't as rare as I think that it is in the romance genre, but to me, Cameron was the spark that like lit up the town for everybody around Christmas, and lit up his family and lit up his friends. And maybe it's because I've just like been overdosing on like Hallmark movies where, you've got this young professional woman coming back and like, transforming the town. But I like that Cameron was the one that really kind of took on this role as the healer of a lot of people who were struggling around him. And I mean, in particular, helping Harper through her grief, while he's also kind of processing his life changes. So I would love to talk more about Cameron's character. But before we do, Nan, we've got some folks wishing us some season's greetings in the chat. We've got Farmhouse Reader saying good afternoon. We've got Musean saying greetings. We've got Regina saying hello from work, everyone. JC, another wink, wink there. Yes. Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, and Happy Kwanzaa. So thank you, everybody, for being here this afternoon with us. Also want to let you know that because we have Nan Reinhardt here, of course, we have a fabulous giveaway bundle for you to enter into today. Nan, could you just share what some of the goodies are in your wonderful giveaway bundle for today?
I love putting together these little goodie boxes. They're so much fun.
You're so good at it.
This one has a signed copy of Made for Mistletoe.
Perfect.
It also has a little River's Edge notebook. What? I actually have my own River's Edge notebook. Looks like this. And I think a Starbucks gift card and some other little fun things. So I would love to send that out today.
Well, we'll definitely get you a winner. No worries there.
Yeah.
So, and before we get into our giveaway talk and whatnot, again, I want to circle back to Cameron, because he was just such a sweetheart. We begin, and I need would love some clarification about what a dower chest is, because I think I know, but it was like a phrase that I hadn't come across before. But to kind of maybe, and by way of explanation, Nan, like, can you set the stage for us about what Cameron is doing back in River's Edge and what is his mission that he is on?
Well, Cameron actually lives in River's Edge, and he lives in his old family home where he was raised. He and his brother and sister were all raised in this house. And his parents have moved into a condo, and they're traveling all over the world. They're retired. That's their thing. But he wants to make this dower chest for his mother. She had seen one in a museum, and she fell in love with it. And a dower chest is just like a trunk, but it's painted with like Pennsylvania Dutch designs, very stylized,
Okay.
flowers and birds, and very highly stylized. And he has no artistic ability at all. He's a carpenter and a cabinet maker, but he is not an artist. And so he has come. His his cousin-in-law is in charge of the art center in town. And he went to her and said, help me find somebody who can paint this chest for my mom for Christmas. It's going to be a Christmas gift. And she remembered seeing some work that Harper had done for her aunt's quilt designs. And so she said, go talk to this Harper. She's here in town for a while. She can do this for you. Well, when he went to talk to her, she was like totally closed off. She had no interest in helping him, no interest in even talking to him. And so he is determined that she is the one who's going to paint this chest for him. And also he meets her for the second time at the art center, and he realizes that she's got to come out. She's got to come out of this grief that she's in. And because he loves Christmas so much, I think he just feels like this is the time for that to happen for her.
Oh,
so
I love him. I mean, what a wonderful human being, because, he sees somebody that is struggling. And I imagine that this kind of builds into the fact that he is with the Army Reserves and having this compulsion to help those around him. Can you, and maybe because it is our Christmas episode, could you tell us a little bit more why Cameron loves Christmas so, so very much?
Because his town does Christmas like no other town. And that's kind of inspired by Madison, that does Christmas like no other town. Christmas parades and lights everywhere, and events, just all kinds of events for Christmas. In River's Edge, they have the candlelight walk. They have all the lights, all the trees along the river walk are lit up, and they have the Christmas parade, and people go out to the Christmas tree farm to get their trees. And Aidan Flaherty's showboat, although it's dry docked, is open for business, and he has a big Christmas Eve party that he and his brothers host every year. And so it's a huge time for Christmas, and Cameron just loves Christmas. Mm-hmm. He's just a big Christmas person. So he's at every event, and he wants to take her to every event. And she's not at all entirely sure she's up for this, but
it's
the journey is the thing.
Yeah.
So, well, and speaking of the journey, one of the things that I think romance authors in general don't get the credit you all deserve for your fantastic storytelling in general. So there's that.
Thank you.
In particular, you bet. In particular, to a story like this, where you have, in this case, you have Harper. She's not interested in him, but he is interested in her, so he pursues her. How do you kind of walk that line where you make him lovable without crossing the line into becoming stalkerish?
That's a good question.
Because I think that's something that I don't have to worry about. I mean, I'm lucky; I've been married for over 30 years. But for younger people, I've got to believe that's a little bit. It's a challenge. I wouldn't want to be on the dating scene these days. Let me put it that way.
Neither would I. I think the thing that we had to do with Cameron, I say we like there's more than one of me, but the thing I had to do with Cameron was make sure that he had someone to rein him in, and to make him understand that all he may ever be is Harper's friend, and that to be her friend first was more important than his attraction to her. And because he's such a sensitive soul, he got that. But his sister Anna, whose book is coming up in January, is the one who really reined him in, for lack of a better term. She was like, you've got to be her friend. That's how you get her to understand, where you're coming from, and you've got to be kind. And if you want her to do this for you, you can't push her. You can't, And I think that Harper just got intrigued by the fact that he didn't push her. And so she felt safe, I think. And so, I think that's how that worked. I think because he had someone to rein him in.
I think Anna is like the unsung hero. And I'm so glad that she is getting her own book, because she's just like, she's been there for so many people in this town, and acting not only as like being there to like harness Cameron's energy, but also to encourage Harper, because she like forms a friendship with her. And I really like her, and I appreciate the kind of the wisdom that she brings to like every instance that she pops up in. And it helps those that are around her. I'm wondering, Nan, for like the thinking outside of your main cast of characters that you have for each of your River's Edge, like the main families, is there someone who you haven't written about yet that, or no, sorry, you've written about them, but they're not like somebody that you've written a book about, that's a returning character that really brings you a lot of joy weaving them into the books, so much so that you at least try to have them appear once if you can?
Oh, that's so easy to answer. Mac. Okay. Mac McKenzie, Mac Steiner. He's just, he's based on a little bit on my husband, because he's handsome and he's just got this energy about him that everybody loves. And he's just so much fun. And it was so much fun to bring Samantha Hayes Flaherty's mom to town I think she came in Meant to Be. Yeah, in Meant to Be, when Connor and Sam got married. She arrived in town, and she's this highfalutin society lady, and she meets the chef, and he just bowls her over. And he does that with everybody. He's just that personality, and he does it to Harper. When she comes into his diner for the first time, he's like, "You're going to have this for dinner because it's the best." And she's just like, "Well, okay." So he's just such a fun character to write, and in every book he is something, and I'll have to tell you a quick funny story. His diner it's called the Riverside Diner, but it's not on the river. It's 4 blocks up. And so in one of the books, and I wish it was in Meet Me in River's Edge, the main character asks him, why is it called Mac's Riverside if it's not Riverside? And they do a whole scene about it, which was so much fun to write. And I have to give credit to my kid, who said, you should do this. You should totally have them question him why it's not called, just Mac's Diner. And so I had a fun time kind of, processing that out with my kid. And it showed up in the book, and it turned out to be a really fun little scene where he talks to everybody in the diner about, what are you guys talking about? It's called Mac's Riverside because Mac's 4 blocks from the river. You can kind of see it. It's too long to put on the sign. So, anyway, it was fun. It was a fun scene to write. And Mac is just a great character. I love him. He's in every single book.
I love him too. I was thinking that you may say Mac, but I didn't want to like put all my eggs in one basket, because there are so many like lovable characters that you have pop up throughout the entire series. And they're just so much fun. But Mac, there's something special because you're right. Like, not only is there the diner, but there are just like so many connections that he has with the people within the area that really, because I feel like a couple folks like lived in his an apartment.
Everybody lands in his apartment.
Yes. Okay.
Yes. That's where Harper ends up. Everybody lands in his apartment above his garage. It's kind of like, and his lady friend Carly says, this is the landing pad, and get ready because people only last about 6 months in here before they go get married. And so Harper's like, no problem. I'm not going to be, I'll be there for a long time. And of course,
those famous last words.
Yeah, maybe he's Santa Claus in disguise or something like that.
He's Santa Claus in the parade.
Yeah, well, there we go. Yeah, and speaking of Santa Claus, Sarah, I heard a rumor earlier about Nan is being Santa Claus today.
We have to make sure that we get our fabulous giveaway queued up for our viewers who are joining us live. Nan, for your giveaway bundle, what is the magic word that folks should type into the chat?
The magic word is mistletoe.
Mistletoe. Perfect. Folks, go ahead and type that in. Make sure you're logged into your Google account or your YouTube account so we can scoop up your answer, and we will announce our winner at the end of, I almost said of the game, but we're not doing a game show right now. Even though we're having so much fun that it might as well be a game show.
And that's the great thing about us having a romance author visiting with us today, because, Sarah, as you know, as a mystery author, sometimes mistletoe, maybe that doesn't have the best thing reputation in our murder mystery books, but in romances, it's the best thing ever. So
it absolutely is. Just don't need it.
Yes. Oh gosh. Okay. That's a great point. And like the title "Made for Mistletoe" just like rolls off the tongue. So nice.
I wish I could get credit for that.
Ooh. So
I don't title my own books.
Oh, really?
I try, but it rarely happens. You title your own, JC?
Yes. Elmo book 3 had one word switched. But generally I have been very fortunate that, my editors, have liked my titles. So yeah.
Oh, that's interesting.
With this series, they wanted, because they're carpenters and house builders and construction people, they wanted the word make or made in every title.
Oh, okay.
And I had no idea how to do that. So they did it, and they did it beautifully. The next one is called Made to Love You.
Oh,
and the other two
Anna.
have Make in the title, Make It Real, Make You Mine. So I was like, great. I'm all about
I
it.
love that. I love it. I love it when there's a theme that is like a very like not is understandable. Yeah, understandable. Like I get it, and that like makes total sense. So it's very poignant. So and Made to Love You. Oh, I'm just like already like so happy for Anna. I can't wait, and I can't wait to talk about it when you come back here, and we chat about it, because we'll have to
arcs very soon.
Now you had mentioned a couple of the events that take place in River's Edge during Christmas time. I'm wondering, Nan, what do you have one in particular that just like sparks the most joy for you, or what are some of your, what are some of your favorite Christmas traditions maybe that have made its way into either this book or other books that take place at Christmas time in River's Edge?
What the things in River's Edge that I absolutely love, the one thing I love the most, besides the candlelight walk, which is really terrific, and I've done that. There was a candle walk in a little town in Indianapolis, a little part of Indianapolis called Irvington, that has a beautiful candlelight walk.
That's where I was born and grew up.
There you go. You know the candlelight walk there.
Yeah.
And then out east of Indianapolis, there's another one, and another little area that does a candlelight walk. It's so much fun. But so the candlelight walk, I really love that. But also Aiden's Christmas Eve afternoon lunch, pitch-in lunch. It's just a big free-for-all. Everybody brings food, and they put on a show, because Aiden, let's put on a show. And so he has everybody come and sing, and I think that's a little inspired by going to Yuletide with the symphony every year. We've done that almost every single year since Jason was little, and he's 45, so often. Nice. It's just such a cool thing to go, and it's a variety show. And Jack Everly is the conductor, and the symphony's amazing, and they have a guest host. This year it was Sandy Patty, and lots of music, lots of just fun, and that's kind of what inspired, for lack of a better word, Aiden's Christmas show and carry-in lunch was, doing music. Music is so wonderful, and I love all kinds of music, especially Christmas music. So I'd say those.
I loved. We did, I think my senior year of high school, we did this amazing rendition of the Hallelujah Chorus, where we had members of the local orchestra came in and played with our band members. Oh, wow. And they brought in like a timpani. So we had that really cool drum going off. And then the chorus, the choral folks, we stood behind them to sing. And it was just like one of the best memories that I like have of performing, because those songs and sounds together are just, they give me chills. They give me chills. JC, what about you? Do you have like a favorite tradition or festival event during Christmas time that you like to participate in, or that you've like woven into your cozy mysteries?
So not that I've woven into the any of my mysteries, but the absolute 100% have to Christmas tradition is Muppet Christmas Carol.
Oh yeah,
Christmas Eve night.
oh,
I love that.
Nancy and I started that before the kids were born, all through their, them growing up, and even with them out of the house, last year, we still did it last year. And so that's the one, can't miss.
you are going to be horrified to learn that when I saw Muppet Christmas Carol in theaters as a child, and I was so terrified of the Marley Brothers performance that I fell asleep. I conked out and don't remember any of the movie in the theater. But then once we got it on VHS and now DVD, we watch all the time. It's such a good, so beautiful. I love it.
It is.
And Mizan's chiming in saying, I love a Muppet Christmas Carol. So we've got some fans. We've got the fans in the audience. We actually, our Bark Box this past month for Evie had Gonzo as Charles Dickens and Rizzo as his rat friend. And it was cute.
How cute. I'll bet our kids get Bark Boxes for our little grand dogs. So that showed up in theirs too as well.
Yeah. They're so fun. And Nan, you just gave me the perfect segue about brand dogs, because I want to talk about furry friends that are in Made for Mistletoe, because we have, I think, Misty and Chairman Meow, if I am not mistaken. Can you please tell us where that name came from?
Okay, once again, my kid. When they lived in California, there was a stray cat that came to their house, and I don't know why he named that cat Chairman Meow, but it just cracked me up. I thought it was hilarious. And so I think it was because the cat had a round face and made him think of mousy tongue. So I just thought, what a fun thing to put in the book. I don't even know if he knows I did that. When he gets his copy, I'll have to say, make sure you check out the cat. So that's where that came from. And it was kind of the conversation the two brothers had about it was kind of like the conversation that Jason and his dad and I had about it. So that's, real life does creep in.
I love it.
But then the little kitten, Mistletoe, that was, I felt like Cameron is so sensitive. And I thought that really manifested when he buried the mom cat and took the kittens in. And it was not something that your average, tough guy would do, but Cameron's not a tough guy. So, and he brought little Misty home, and
so cute.
She was a Christmas gift. So
yes.
Cat guys rule. That's all I'm going to say.
I knew you would say that. And I know, I tell you all the time that husband just loves Monday Morning Maria. It's the first thing he sees in the morning. Is that here she is.
Here we go. Yeah.
She is the gift that gives all year long.
Yes.
That is true. Well, Nan, this is the bummer is that we're almost out of time, but this has just been, it's always just an absolute thrill and so much fun to hang out with you. And especially the way, we get a chance, it's a week before Christmas. We get to talk about your storytelling, and it's a Christmas story on top of everything else. Do you have, and this is a little bit of a surprise, but do you have a Christmas wish for everybody this year?
Do I have a Christmas wish? Oh man. I think I wish for peace in people's hearts. It's been a really hard fall. And I think that we have interesting times ahead of us. And we have to stay peaceful inside ourselves if we're going to survive. And so I think peace in people's hearts.
I think that is
Well
absolutely
said.
beautiful, and the 100% what I think is needed. And just to, I've just been reminding folks, take deep breaths, and
Yes.
and focus on your community. I think that's my wish for everybody is focus on the people in your life. Let them know that you're there for them, and take care of your people.
Yes, absolutely.
Because JC, anything that you would like to add?
I can't add any more than anything better than what you two both said. We're all in this together, and so let's look out for each other and never peace on earth, goodwill toward men. I know it's a little dated because it should be goodwill toward everybody, but it's now more than ever.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely,
for sure. Well, that was a wonderful way to wrap up this wonderfully joyous episode that we've had. Wishing all of our wonderful viewers peace and joy in the coming year. We've really, really appreciated being able to share our time with you and come into your homes through your computers and chat books and be together. And you've really made this into a wonderful community, and we very, very much appreciate it. So a thank you to our viewers. We really, really, really just love being here with you.
Yeah. So let's give something away.
Yes.
Let's do it.
And while I am pulling our winner for today's giveaway, Nan, remind folks where they can follow you, find you online, get your newsletter, what have you.
I am so easy to find. It's insane. I am at nanreinhardt.com. I am in my Blue Sky, my Threads, and my Instagram are all at Nan Reinhardt. So
that is easy.
You know my name, you can find me.
And you can find Nan's information in our show notes as well.
Yes.
So we try to make it as easy as possible. Our winner for Nan's fabulous Christmas giveaway is Farmhouse Reader. Congratulations, Farmhouse Reader.
Right.
Thank you so much to everybody for being here. Farmhouse Reader saying happy holidays to everyone. So yes, thank you.
Happy holidays, Farmhouse Reader. I'm glad you won.
We will pass along, Farmhouse Reader, if you can email me your information, mailing address at giveaways@itsbookishtime.com. I will pass that info on to Nan so that she can get your Christmas goodies on Santa's sleigh and off for delivery.
There you go.
Nan, thank you so much for being here. You're just, it's wonderful to always chat with you. And thank you for being so generous to our audience members. That is also very much appreciated.
Oh, it is so much my pleasure. I love being here with you guys. It's so much fun to chat and just catch up with each other and to share my books. I really appreciate the opportunity. Thank you.
Oh, you are so, so welcome. And we hope that you'll come back and chat with us in the new year. We'll check in, make sure that we all made it through the holidays in one piece. And we get to talk about Anna's love story.
Yes. Yeah, none of that murdery, awful murder people die stuff. People falling in love and happily ever afters. That's what we need.
That is what is what we need. So we very much look forward to it. We have our we have some comments. We've got Farmhouse Reader saying thank you so much for the giveaway, and Mizan wishing everyone a happy holiday and thanking us for our time. Again, you guys, our audience members, you guys are so, so wonderful. We appreciate you, and we can't wait to see you in 2025. We'll be back the second week of January, I think, with a new Bookish Hour episode. So be on the lookout for information from us either through our notifications, which you can get through email at itsbookishtime.com, or on our Facebook and Instagram pages. So until we see you, have a happy, happy holiday, a happy new year, and throughout it all, stay bookish, everybody. Bye-bye. Have a good one. Thank you.